Okay, so tonight I want to talk a little bit about how we get our materials. So, vinyl signs, fabric signs, and kind of go over a little bit about how they end up in our bags and how we use them. Also want to talk about some custom options. Want to talk about some website options, and from there, hopefully just maybe like just give a little bit more information about like pretty much what you're seeing. If you see on our website, if you see like a bag, like what you're actually seeing, because it's kind of hard to see every single thing that we're doing just in the confines of the website or on Instagram. So that's going to be the goal for this live. So let's start with how we get materials. In the beginning, we used to get materials by basically donation only. So we would get a lot of inbound requests for like a company, and they would say, hey, we have tons of stuff, like, do you want to use it in your collection? And we would basically say, let's do it. And then what we found with that option was we were able to do it, but it's hard because there's like typically in just generally in economics, it's just like you still have to warehouse the material, you have to ship the material, you have to clean the material, and we haven't even made a product yet. So what we ended up doing was we said, okay, we can take materials and we'll take it exclusively from our customers. So right now, if you think about like, two main like sets of customers, we have, like individual customers, those are customers that are buying like, let's call it like one bag to, many bags, I would say, but it's typically like one individual that's purchasing more for personal reasons. And then you have, like companies that may order, hundreds of bags or even thousands of bags from us, and it is for a corporate purpose. And so within both of those, there's usually customers that will, let's say, like want to send us material, and whatever they send to us, we can usually make first for their order. Let's just start with companies, for example. We can make bags for a company, and they may have, let's say, 500 bags that they may need, but they may give us like 1,000 bags worth of materials, just like these. We may get like a lot of stuff like this from one company, and whatever's left over, we'll then make a collection out of it that we can then sell to individuals for personal. And so also sometimes on the personal side, individual customers may work at some of these different companies, and so they will also suggest that, hey, we should do the same thing for their company, or they may have something else in mind. So that today is pretty much how we get our materials. We try to stick within like our network, just so that pretty much if we already have an order that we can work on, it gives us basically gives us something that we can use in order to, first of all, like move the materials around. Like we said, that does cost. And just from an environmental standpoint, it will allow us to like centralize everything from the factories that we're going to handle for production for us. And then also, just like streamlining everything from just our supply chain. So I want to talk about how much typically will go into a bag. So, for example, you can see a big sign like this. It can typically cut, I'd say, by a yard, let's say a square yard. A smaller bag, and let's just say we're talking about something like this. This is going to be the smaller to medium-sized bag even. So these are going to technically probably consume about a square yard, just in order for us to cut. Smaller accessories will be like up to half a yard, I would say. And then on the larger bags that we make, you're looking at like up to 2 yards. So, even if you think about a sign like this would do well for like one individual bag pretty much. And again, some of the things that work really well for this are like, let's say, if you come across these, it could be like a sign that has like a date, like you can see this one probably says like June through October, and it may be the case that like it's talking about like last year or something like that, or maybe the colorway has changed on like a brand or a logo, and so it doesn't really like fit anymore. So an organization, it could be a nonprofit or it could be a for-profit entity. Typically we can work to pretty much consume that material into the bag. Just thinking through, I wanted to talk about the product a little bit more too. Just, what you're seeing there is, this is the actual sign. This is the vinyl sign. Typically what you'll see like on the outside, if you can see close, you'll see, on the inside, you're basically getting, the fabric here so it's this to line the pockets. I'm just gonna see if it lets me, let's see if I can add this here. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Yep, so then on the inside, it's the same material. So it's the vinyl material. So, that's what's showing up on the inside. And so typically, we're able to line the product or accent the product. It just depends on construction. And if it's something more custom, then we can always like make it fit to like specification. This is the bag, what it looks like pretty much if you like flip it inside out typically. We do have the vinyl where pretty much it's real colorful and easy to clean out, but again, this is like how it's going to look on the outside. And so I may have kind of talked about this in another one on here, but pretty much what we try to do is, have like a base material that we can work from. That could be connection here. It could be a vinyl, it could be a fabric. It could be, like our pineapple leaves or, even other materials. We try to have like a core set of materials like that we can always like accent, always change out, that sort of thing. So, what you'll see is typically like variations of that. They're always going to be different. That's part of the that's the thing that makes everyone unique. So you can really kind of find out what what like suits your taste or what have you. One way to really like do that even further is to send us materials. So like if you have your own material that you might be interested in, either you can drop a DM here on Instagram or you can send an email on our website. It's just info@hamiltonperkins.com, and what we'll do is we'll just ask for pictures to see like what the pictures look like, that kind of thing. We can usually do a pretty good job. We might ask you for a short video of the material if you can, just so that we can really, like confirm that it'll actually work. It just needs to pass a few tests. Like one, we have to be able to sew through it, just because the needle has to be able to pretty much like make it through the material. We need to be able to roll the edges here. There's edges of the material here that get rolled, so that's like a whole process as well. It takes time. So it's pretty much a full I don't want to call it an audit, but it's something that we can do like over email. We can even do it over DM or FaceTime. So even if you have like multiple pieces, we could use that as a we could use that as like a session to just see if it's a fit, if we can like actually do anything with it. Other stuff that we look for, we're looking for textile quality stuff, I would say, like fabric or things like this can work in a bag just as well. So the equivalent, if you have something, we can always see and give it a try, see if it would work. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover with that. Again, the website is hamiltonperkins.com. You can check out, items there. We do have a chat feature there, so if you get on the site and you have questions, feel free to, just leave a question there, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to answer, or you can just shoot us an email. But yeah, let us know if we can do anything that will, kind of work. If you're interested in like sending us stuff, let us know. Would you want to send us like an old jacket, or would you want to send us, some type of like denim or something like that maybe you're not going to use anymore, and then have that show up in our collection, and possibly even show up in like a custom bag that you could, purchase or carry yourself. So that's pretty much all I got tonight. I just wanted to, get on here. Maybe I'll have a theme, I'll try to stick with a theme or something going forward, and try to talk through a few items here, but hope all is well, and hope you're ready for the week to get everything started, and we will see you on the next one.